In the late 70s and early 80s, there was great controversy as to the use of fetal stem cells. To date, this is still a controversy. But we know now that after a child is born, after the delivery, the placenta is usually, for the most part, discarded. A certain amount of blood, a small amount, can be extracted from the umbilical cord, and that blood can fat. Well, why would you want to preserve this blood? Well, actually, look at it as an insurance policy. Think about it. Right now, there's ongoing research in every facet of medicine that you can think of relating to stem cells. We know now that there is a potential to cure everything from paralysis, diabetes, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's. It's a wide array of every clinical presentation possible. When you store stem cells, we talk about autologous storage. What does that mean? The initial idea is that you store the blood, the cord blood of a child born into your family. If you're the mother or the father, if you're the grandmother or the grandfather, if you're the brother or the sister, all of this is of interest to you. Why? Think about it. Think about science fiction movies in the 60s and 70s. Think about rumors in the 80s that people were freezing themselves, conserving their entire bodies for a rebirth in another generation. That's exactly what this is. This is storing your own cells or the cells of a family member in case you might use those or need those in the future. Under the proper harvesting, shipping, and storage, these cells can remain viable for over 25 years. How is this done? The key thing is to be involved in this process from the moment of harvesting to the moment that these cells are used again. Well, let's review this process. The moment the mother or some family member shows interest in stem cell storage, the mother is shipped a package in which all the utensils needed to store these cells are contained in this package. The obstetrician of the mother is directly involved in this process. All obstetricians today are well aware of the use of stem cells and how to harvest them. That being said, the involvement of the obstetrician delivering the baby is key to a successful operation. Actually, nothing different is done. You go on the delivery as normal, and after the baby is safely placed in the mother's hands, then the remaining blood within the umbilical cord is harvested into a container that is shipped to the processing center. Let's call it the specimen. The cord blood specimen remains at room temperature until it arrives at the laboratory. The ideal situation is to do this within hours. Once the specimen or cord blood arrives in the laboratory, it is processed like any other specimen, and routine testing is performed. First, we find out if there's any background of infectious disease. We go on to type and cross this blood, and we do histocompatibility testing. Later, it is placed into a tank of vapor nitrogen and stored at minus 130 degrees centigrade. Who can benefit from this? Well, the entire family could benefit. For example, the child itself. There are so many testimonials available that you can read about, watch on YouTube, however you wish. But there are so many different situations in which this blood and these cells can actually come back and save somebody's life. Let's talk about it. Let's think about this. Basically, what does a stem cell do? Why are you using it? A stem cell is used to regenerate a tissue which, for some reason or not, is either dead or not functioning correctly. For example, in paralysis, there's actual damage to the spinal cord. Well, there's ongoing and very, very significant research being done right here in Miami that there is a tremendous future in the use of stem cells to regenerate neural tissue. Even neural tissue, which is the most difficult to regenerate, we're seeing results. Think about a heart attack. What is a heart attack? In medical terms, it's called a myocardial infarction. Well, what is it? It means that there is a loss of circulation to a part of the muscle of the heart, and that segment of the heart becomes scarred or non-viable. It becomes dead. It's dead tissue. There are so many preclinical experiments done and feasibility studies performed where the introduction of stem cells into the scarred tissue shows significant positive regenerative changes. Orthopedic surgery is one branch of medicine which is promising for the use of stem cell therapy. Imagine a torn ligament or a torn cartilage. Well, it has already been demonstrated that the autologous introduction of one's own stem cells into the area of damage speeds up the repair process, because that's what stem cells do. They give life again to an area or to a portion of the body where there is no life. Well, why should you harvest stem cells? Or why should you be interested in your grandson, your daughter? What's the interest there? Well, it's not selfishness. It's security. It's peace of mind. Think about it. If you're able to save your own life later in the future, why not take this time to proceed with this process? Now, there are so many companies right now. It's in vogue. It's in fashion. Stem cell storage is a fashionable thing to do right now. But why are we different? There are famous companies right now today, a handful really, that do good work in stem cell storage. What the key to this is that you need an in-house laboratory of qualified scientists to process and handle these specimens. One of the problems that have been identified is that once the specimen is taken, is it safe in the hands of the people who receive it? Well, there have been problems, and the problems are that whether the temperature hasn't been properly stored, whether the improper testing has been done, anything from cleanliness to quality control to quality assurance. Stem Cell Laboratory in Miami is a direct division and sister company of Reliable Research Laboratory. What does that mean? It means that you have a full-service clinical staff in-house with departments of hematology, oncology, coagulation, special chemistry, toxicology, pharmacokinetics, etc. And they're all in-house, ready to receive, process, and store your specimen. Longevity, reliability is very important. Because what happens if 7 years from now, that laboratory or that company no longer exists? Well, there goes your product, there goes your stem cells. You paid money, you went through the process, nothing happened. At Reliable Research Laboratory, we have a long history. And Stem Cell Laboratory of Miami is the direct offshoot of the same scientific team. If you're interested in stem cells and stem cell storage, take a look at our website, www.stemcelllab.com. Ask us a question. We can help you. We'll take the time to answer your question, and we'll assist you. Even if you don't want to send it to Stem Cell Lab, we'll find the nearest place to your home where this can be done. Our goal is to establish an international network of physicians that will together work and share their resources to make this a viable company capable of changing the future of healthcare as we know it today. We currently have projects in Mexico, Texas, and the state of Florida. We plan to expand, but for now, that's what we have. So if you want to get involved with this, or you want to store your stem cells, how do you go about it? Well, right now we're talking about cord blood, but there's also liposuction specimens, and there's your own blood. We recommend the cord blood storage for the highest yield of potentially pluripotent stem cells. First thing you do is you register your interest. You go to the website and you log in and you register as a registered client. It doesn't have to be for today or for 9 months from now. You don't even have to be pregnant, or you don't even have to know anybody that is. The point is you register, you send your data, and there's no charge for this. The second step is you let us know when the mother in need is going to deliver her baby. At that point, we ship a container that has everything that mother needs to harvest a specimen. Of course, she won't be doing this. The obstetrician will be doing this during the delivery. The point is, the kid is sent to the mother or a family member, and that kid is to be brought to the delivery with the mother. The obstetrician and the stem cell lab team will take it from there. These are nitrogen tanks which use vapor, nitrogen vapor, at minus 130 degrees centigrade to store and stabilize the stem cells. We already have an existing infrastructure capable of, in our laboratory, we're prepared for the worst. Remember, we live in Miami. We've been through hurricanes, devastating hurricanes, but life goes on if you have the proper equipment, proper generators, and the proper infrastructure. And that's what we have and guarantee at Stem Cell Lab in Miami. Well, it's time to say goodbye. It's been nice speaking with you. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to write us. Again, my name is Dr. Hugo Romeu from Stem Cell Lab in Miami. Hasta la vista.